Welcome to Verbal Pick Radio, where we give you a verbal image of life, and we are everyday people. Like to welcome you all to the show. Look, UFOs, they are black history. The mother plane, that's black history. Right. I'm going to prove what I'm saying. But we are connected. They had a scientist that worked with NASA who saw beings from another planet. He described them as tall, 8 to 9 feet tall, and black. And he said, no, I mean like black people, black, right? I'm going to prove what I'm saying. But I just want to reiterate to those that are listening. UFOs is black history. Whether you call them mother plane, that's black history. All right. Let me prove it now. This is coming from The Final Call, titled The Wheel, the Great Mother Plane. One of its two natures is vet, right? Look, the Honorable Elijah Muhammad started learning and teaching on this great wheel called the Mother Plane around 1932, right? It's a black man, black history. 10 years later, in 1942, after the Japanese attacked Pearl Harbor, the temple, as it was called at that time, was raided by law enforcement officials under the guidance of the FBI. The Honorable Elijah Muhammad's home was also raided, and the teachings that Master Fard Muhammad had left with him were taken from the home and the temple. Later, he was questioned by the FBI on the drawing of the wheel and his writing about it that they had taken from the temple. And he explained to the government of the United States and the FBI, 1, its aim and purpose, 2, who made it, and 3, why it is now above America. Now, you saw that Chinese spy balloon floating over America, and America shot it down. That's a balloon. Now, I'm thinking, and some others are saying, that the Chinese recognized things flying over America and Canada and sent that balloon to see what it was. Now, Canada, the one that was shot down in Canada, they couldn't find the debris. Now, one guy said that he didn't think it was a balloon because the balloon doesn't hover in one place and don't move when wind is blowing and everything else is going on. He said that's impossible. He said balloons don't move at the rate of speed that the thing that what they clocked covering over Canada and parts of America. They didn't believe that that was a balloon, but yet it was said to be a balloon. That's very interesting. But how can, with all this technology, you shoot something out of the sky and you can't find none of the debris? Let's continue. The Honorable Elijah Muhammad said it was a masterpiece of mechanics and engineering and that nothing like this has ever been seen before. The Honorable Elijah Muhammad said it is the greatest military weapon ever developed in the annals of the history of Allah, God, and man in this universe. He said that the vision of this wheel was seen thousands of years before it came into being, meaning they visualized something like this in the sky even before it was created, right? Or became a reality. He said that this weapon was made for the purpose of destroying this present world and the final battle with the forces of evil that had ruled our present world. Now, Why am I saying all this, right? One, because this is Black History Month. Two, because black people have been thought to be insignificant in the affairs of the world. They even tried to make it seem like black people didn't contribute anything into the advancement of civilization. But we all know that is false, but that was a narrative. You can just look up the inventions by black people, and if the things that black people invented was not in use today, then a lot of things that are in use today, we would catch hell on the planet. But the bigger reason is, why do we have to show what we've contributed to society? That's the bigger question, right? And why what we contributed to society, why is it downplayed so much? What's the problem? We'll keep going. Some of the prophets were given the ability to envision it and were terrified and overcome by the majesty of such a dreadful weapon that was the greatest mechanical object ever made, a masterpiece developed by the masters to assert his majesty, that he had come to sit down the tyrants that had ruled humanity for 6,000 years, and to set justice in the earth, and to set up a kingdom of peace on this earth that would never be destroyed. Now, if this is the case, then that means that someone has been given a message and has been given a warning to the leaders of the world to do right, or else they would face this wheel, this mother plane, what they call UFOs, right? Wow. If that's the case, then that means that everybody needs to pay attention, learn as much as they can about what Elijah Muhammad is saying, what Mr. Farrakhan is saying, and tune in to the Savior's Day that's taking place this Sunday, right? You're going to want to, matter of fact, it's taking place Sunday, February 26th. Go to NOI.org to find out, and you don't want to miss it because the information could be vital to your life. Let's continue. The Honorable Elijah Muhammad said that this great wheel was made for military purpose, for it was to engage in the great battle in the sky that would end this world and usher in that world that the prophets exclaimed would come at the end of the 6,000-year rule of the enemy of Allah, God, and the enemy of the aboriginal people of the earth. Scripture supporting prophecy, existence, the Son of Man, and the great wheel. In the scriptures of the Bible, we read that Moses was guided and protected by this cloud that was a pillar of fire by night and a cloud by day. But no such wheel was in existence in the time of Moses. So what we read of Moses and this cloud and fire and light coming from this cloud to part the Red Sea and destroy Pharaoh's army did not happen like that 4,000 years ago. But that was a prophetic, symbolic picture of the end of this world and the destruction of the armies of this world and the power that holds sway over the people. I'm reading this. Again, this wheel that is sometimes called a chariot came down and picked Elijah up. That did not happen with Elijah the prophet, but the Elijah in the book of 2 Kings was a sign of the Elijah that would come at the end of the present world. So there was the chariot that picked up Elijah, 2 Kings 2, 9, 12, and the cloud and the pillar that guarded and protected Moses in Exodus, and the vision of Ezekiel's of a cloud by day and a pillar of fire by night that was so dreadful that he cried out in exclamation, "O will, O will." Ship of light appears over mountains regions of Tepetlan, Mexico. They showing you what the picture of the mother wheel that was taken over to Tepetlan, which is Tepotzlan in Mexico. Carlos Diaz, they caught it. Caught the image of it. Wow. Wow. Hey. And the last person or prophet that of a cloud or wheel is mentioned with is Jesus in the books of Acts. So this is a real deal, y'all. Wow. I mean, is this the last days according to what's in the final call, what's written by the Honorable Elijah Muhammad, what is stated by Minister Farrakhan, that we getting close, y'all. But we are so far in what we're doing till we can't concentrate on nothing that's outside of what we're doing. All I can do is report and let you all know what's going on. This is Verpic Radio, and we're out.